I found out my parents had another daughter who drowned when I was a baby. My entire childhood suddenly makes sense. I always thought I was afraid of water because I nearly drowned at a pool party when I was 4. That's the story my parents told me, that I slipped underwater for just a moment before my dad pulled me out. It explained why they never took me swimming, why we never had beach vacations like my friends, why my mom would tense up even when I took baths as a teenager. What they never told me was that I had a sister named Lily who drowned in our backyard pool 3 months before my first birthday. In the attic, I found a small pink box labeled Lily's. Things implied were baby clothes, a tiny handprint in clay, and a funeral program with a photo of a smiling toddler who looked eerily like my own baby pictures. The date on the program showed she died 2 weeks before she would have turned 3. I was 9 months old. I sat in that hot attic for what felt like hours trying to process that I'd had a sister my entire life and never knew. When I finally came downstairs with the box, my mother took one look at it and burst into tears. My father left the room without a word. "We were going to tell you when you were older," my mom finally said, but then it never seemed like the right time. As we talked through the night, pieces of my childhood began clicking into place like a morbid puzzle. The way my mother would sometimes call me by another name and then freeze. How my parents installed alarms on every door and window when I was young. The baby monitor they kept in my room until I was 12. The panic attacks my mom would have if she couldn't find me immediately when she called. "We were terrified of losing you too," my father finally admitted when he rejoined us hours later. The therapist said we were overprotective, but we couldn't help it. I learned that after Lily drowned, my parents never used the pool again. They had it filled in with concrete the week after the funeral and built a patio over it. Burnt the patio where I played as a child, never knowing what lay beneath. "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I asked. "I had a right to know. I had a sister." My mother took my hand. "At first you were too young to understand. Then we worried it would frighten you." It just became this wall between the before and after of our lives. The longer we waited, the harder it became. I am 30 now with a daughter of my own. Looking back, I can see how grief shaped every aspect of my upbringing. The constant checking, the fear of letting me out of their sight, the panic if I was even 5 minutes late coming home. Parent, it wasn't just typical parental worry. It was trauma. Yesterday, I took my daughter to her swimming lesson. My mother came with us. Parent, the first time she's been near a pool in nearly 3 decades. She sat rigid on the bench, her hands clenched so tight, her knuckles were white. But she came as we watched my daughter splash and laugh with her instructor. My mother whispered Lily would have been 33 this year. It was the first time she'd said her name aloud to me. Some family secrets aren't kept out of shame or malice, but from a place of such profound pain that silence feels like the only protection. But that silence creates its own kind of damage. Parent, invisible walls that shape our lives in ways we don't understand. Tonight, I am going through old family albums, adding Lily's photos where they belong. My daughter deserves to know she had an aunt, and Lily deserves to be remembered as more than just the tragedy that shaped our family. If you have a family secret that's finally been revealed, share this video and comment healing, parent, because sometimes bringing the truth into the light is the first step toward understanding who we really are.